I was halfway through pouring wine when she said it, lightly, like she was telling me she'd changed her nail color. "We're taking my bachelorette trip to Cancun. The girls booked a villa with a private pool. And male strippers." The cork slipped from my hand and hit the floor with a dull thud. The sound echoed between us. First I thought she was joking. Emily loved to tease. She'd always get that sly smirk before delivering the punchline. But this time her expression was flat, almost rehearsed. She didn't look up from her phone, her thumb flicking across the screen like what she'd just said didn't carry the weight of a bomb. "Strippers," I repeated, testing the word like it might mean something different if I said it slower. "Male strippers." She shrugged. "Yeah, it's just for fun. Every bachelorette party has them. It's not a big deal." But it was. Because it wasn't just what she said, it was how she said it. Like she'd already prepared her defense for a trial she knew was coming. I set the wine bottle on the counter. "And you didn't think that might be something to discuss with your fiancé before booking?" Her eyes finally lifted. They didn't carry guilt. They carried irritation. "Oh my God, Ryan, it's not like I'm cheating on you. We're just celebrating before the wedding. Stop being so controlling." The word controlling hit like a slap. I'd spent 3 years with Emily. I'd seen her through family drama, late-night tears over lost friendships, her endless perfectionism. We'd built something that, at least to me, felt real, grounded. But that moment cracked it. Not because of the strippers. Because of what she was saying between the lines. "Your feelings don't matter here." I wanted to argue. To remind her that commitment isn't built on technicalities. That trust isn't something you test for fun. But her tone, her indifference, it drained the fight out of me. So I said only 3 words. "Do what's best." Her brows furrowed, confused. "What's that supposed to mean?" I smiled, but it didn't reach my eyes. "It means I won't stop you. But remember, every choice has its consequence." That night I couldn't sleep. The image of her laughing under neon lights, dollar bills scattered across tanned skin, it played on loop. I hated myself for imagining it, but my mind wouldn't stop feeding me the worst possibilities. I wanted to trust her. But trust had to breathe, and right now I was suffocating. The next morning she kissed me goodbye like nothing had changed. Her perfume lingered on my shirt, sweet and floral, masking the bitterness that was starting to take root in me. Days turned into weeks, and the trip loomed like a storm on the horizon. I told myself I wouldn't check her social media, wouldn't spiral. But then came the stories. Boomerangs of champagne popping, poolside shots in bikinis, captions full of winking emojis and inside jokes. And then one post froze me. Emily sitting on a man's shoulders in the pool, laughing, her arms raised. His hands firmly on her thighs. The caption read, "Can't take this one anywhere," followed by heart emojis. The comments were full of laughing faces, her friends tagging each other, but all I could see were his hands. I didn't text her, didn't call. I just stared until the image burned into my mind. That night I packed a small bag. Not to leave, at least not yet. But something in me shifted. Quiet decision took form. When she returned 3 days later, sunburned and glowing, she greeted me with a breezy, "Hey babe," and a kiss on the cheek like nothing happened. Like I hadn't spent every night imagining strangers touching what she once said was mine alone. "How was it?" I asked, keeping my tone calm, too calm. She smiled. "Amazing. We needed that break." "Yeah," said. "All of you." Her smile faltered just slightly. A hairline crack in her mask. "What's that supposed to mean?" Shrugged. "Just asking." Dinner that night was quiet. I watched her talk about flight delays and margaritas while her phone buzzed with notifications she didn't want me to see. She laughed too easily, avoided eye contact. After the dishes were done, I spoke. "You know, Em, before you left, I said every choice has its consequence." She crossed her arms, defensive already. "Ryan, if you're about to start something." I shook my head. No fight. Just clarity." I reached into my pocket and placed something on the table. My ring. Her face went pale. "I'm not ending things right now," I said softly. But I'm not pretending either. You wanted a party to remind you what freedom feels like. Maybe you should have one more week to decide if you still want this. Ryan, don't be ridiculous, she snapped. It was harmless fun. Harmless, I repeated. Tell me, would you be smiling if you saw me in a pool with another woman's legs on my shoulders? She didn't answer. Just stared, her lips parting slightly. Her throat tightening like she wanted to find a defense but couldn't. That silence told me everything. I didn't yell. Didn't accuse. I just picked up my keys, gave her one last look and said, I'll be at my brother's. Take this week to think about whether you want to be married or single. When I left, she didn't follow. The house felt different when I came back 6 days later. Quiet. Too quiet. Her things were still there, but her presence wasn't. On the counter sat an envelope. My name in her handwriting. I opened it, half expecting a tearful apology, maybe an explanation that could make sense of everything. Instead, inside was a note that read, You were right. I wanted freedom more than I wanted us. I just didn't realize it until now. And underneath it, my ring. I stood there for a long time, staring at it, until the sunlight shifted across the counter and caught the gold. Funny thing about consequences, they don't always come as punishment. Sometimes they come as peace. That night, I poured a glass of wine, the same one I'd meant to share with her the day she told me about Cancun. This time I didn't drop the cork. I just took a slow sip, let the bitterness settle, and whispered to the empty room, Thank you for showing me who you really are. Then I turned off the lights, and for the first time in months, slept without a single nightmare.